Did you watch Shiros' story? You didn't, did you?
I did, but
you didn't like it.
I don't want to be this guy, man. I hate being this miserable old man.
Be the miserable old man.
It's not that I'm not miserable. I'm not old. I'm not miserable. I just think
definitely not old.
This is what I think it is. Yeah, I think Shiro's story, in terms of the 3 parts, the amount of people involved, the way it's filmed is incredible.
Yeah,
Shiro himself, the individual that's doing it, I saw his speech at the Rated Awards, fam. Like, Donnie put a lot of work into this, and I'm so happy. Rapman, sorry. Yeah. I'm so proud of him putting something into practice and it becoming this massive thing where he's talking about Netflix. Bro, that shit makes
I don't know
me
how it could
so
work on
happy.
Netflix.
I don't know as well. But for me, personally, I'm a man that used to listen to Slick Rick because my older sister made me. Yeah. And I used to listen to Nas Rewind religiously. So the ability of storytelling, I just feel it's just not that great. But that doesn't mean, that's my opinion. That doesn't mean that it's dead or anything. Because I know people will listen to this and then it'll become something else. I don't do that.
Do you know what?
Do you know what I mean? But
I'll be honest with you and I'll say this, I don't know if this is your angle, but like, are you talking about, because I would agree at the fact that, like, on a critical
if I'm critiquing it as music, it's not something that I enjoy.
Like the barring, like the actual barring in the words, it's not at a high level
that I enjoy.
Okay, I get
but
you.
But in terms of what it actually is, man
it's
can't
cold.
ever play this down. This is a mad thing. But in terms of, and if anyone's offended by this,
I genuinely
about all of that. But I don't. I want people to make it clear. My intention is not to hurt anybody. But genuinely, if you put that on and ask me to listen to it, I wouldn't be its biggest fan. Yeah, that's just
like, me. I wouldn't put Rapman like way up there in the ability of storytelling. Like, he wouldn't be in my list like that. But as the package, I agree with you. The package
winning
is
the awards, the
course.
speech,
the package is
like
cold.
Even the actors in it are going to Hollywood now. Like, them man are lit, fam. Go on, ban a big spliff, not on my behalf because I don't, but you man are lit. But for me, personally, that's not like, it doesn't have much replay value to me. Okay. So once I've watched it once, and I've only watched the 3rd part, and I didn't feel like I have to go and watch the other 2. But that's just me. I was just like, all right, cool. And I carried on with my life. Where some things, like for example, I watched Cat Williams on some radio show the other day. I'm gonna go and watch that again tonight because that has replay. That is fucking hilarious. So maybe I'm just not interested in things like that. I don't know. I can't work it out, but I just don't. I didn't enjoy it that much.
Go on, what were you going to say?
In 2 days, it's got 2.5 million views. I know it's not about the numbers.
Yeah.
No, but
that's good.
They're incredible. But bruv, I'm probably wrong. But doesn't. That's
no. I agree. No. I definitely agree. I definitely agree. This is from my perspective that the ability, like, I love when a man's telling a story in a bar. I love it. That's my thing in it. Yeah, I love it. And I could put together a top 20 of songs that I love, that I like that. Yeah, for me, in terms of the ability and how, like, I don't know, the delivery and just the wording and some of that stuff, for me, it's not up there like that.
You
but
feel
as
me?
the package, 1,000,000%. As the package, as me watching it or whatever, and all the other stuff, it's cold. I like that.
The package is meant. You got Conan in there moving credit. For me, that as a package is amazing, and the fact that there's so much people in the scene supporting it.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who feels that way.
But that's genuinely.
I thought I was the only one who felt like that.
Bro,
I actually thought that I was the only one in my mind that felt like, do you know what? The bars actually could be. The actual bars could be better.
But what is this?
But I didn't want to.
This is a young man's game. Yeah. So if I can't picture myself being an 18, 19-year-old boy consuming this information and seeing how I feel, but at the age I'm at now, I can tell you, so maybe it's not for me. So if it's not for me, then
that's fine, exactly.
Then maybe my like point is, who gives a fuck? Like, if the 18-year-old boy thinks this is the littest thing in the world and that's what Rapman wanted, then he's won, fam.
Of course.
For me and 2.5 million views, nigga can't argue that in 2 days.
Yeah.
Man can't argue that, but I just think, and Chucky it back to me, because for example, Wretch's album, the Black and White album, there's a song on there with Wretch and I think Daily, and it's about him taking a cab ride home and all the things he sees and all of that.
Yeah.
Bro, Wretch's pen game on that.
Cold.
Bro, it's ridiculous. And I think that is, and like I said to you, it comes to the back, what's the reason why I love Gets? It's all essentially, everything's about the sonics, the music. This is why we're here. Let's get the quality threshold of our music there. So, because everything in and around it, the support, the way it's packaged, the videos, bro, it's of a very high standard in this country.
And if you go, sorry to interrupt you, but if you go back to Gets' album as well and you listen to Window Pane, what I was talking about, the storytelling ability in that.
Is it mad? But I expect that, do you know why? You see, Gets, them man there, you know I said on Instagram the other day, I hate when people say they cook but they haven't, there's nothing, there's no cooking, it's just a fryer pot.
Yeah.
See man like Gets, seasoned, overnighting. Seasoned. So when it comes to him telling a story, I need to listen because I know the way he's going to relay that story, I'm just going to go, oh my God, like, did you hear how he just told that story? Like, no one could tell the story like that. Whereas with Rap Man, I just think like we could have gone in a bit more.
Yeah. I like Cadet as a villain. I like him as a villain.
Scary
You know what I was
fuck.
saying, yeah? I said that he plays a villain very well. Cadet plays a villain very well. Which then made me think about like other villains that we've had, yeah. Kano was a villain in Top Boy, wasn't
Scorcher.
Nah, that's where I was going to get to. Scorcher, for me, is the best villain we have in this. Bro, Scorcher as a villain is so like
Scary.
Bruv, it's mad, bruv. It's mad. Scorcher as a villain is insane. It's unfortunate that he's probably not going to be. Well, he's not in tent now or anything like that. But I think when he's active again, and he comes out, films.
And Heady One has to stay in
Films. And what?
Heady One scene in part 3 of Shiros' story is quite frankly one of the greatest moments in UK music and everything. Like, it's incredible. And we're going to play it down, but we shouldn't.
Nah.
That Heady One is an absolute god for that scene. Incredible.
I actually, do you know what as well, yeah? See Asher D, seasoned, yeah?
Oh, God.
Asher D, he does so little, but at such a high level, it's so mad. Because the way that he comes in and he's like, what does he say? What is the word he says? He says, man said hit, you know? Mad thing. But the way that he said it was like, that was almost like that wasn't even part of the script, but he's like, heard what the man said and was like, bruv, this man just sounds proper stupid, bruv. But
I'm so happy we have a scene like that where the seasoned
Asher D
individuals
is-
come back. Like
exactly.
Asher D for me.
Asher D for me, man, have to really rate what Asher D, his ability when it comes to this thing, bro. Asher D is
incredible.
way.
I didn't know all of it until I did that interview with Harvey. And
Okay.
His discography of all the stuff he's done.
Come from a long time.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. From a long
Asher
time.
D.
He's been an actor from young, from a kid.
See that man there?
The highest level as well.
When you have people like Asher D, you just, do you know, I genuinely love Foundation. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know what your dog's doing and I can't bother to try and fucking figure it out. But Asher D, for me, you're talking about absolute, I don't know what. Donnie got the Holy Spirit, so I don't know, man. This dog's just acting like a puss, fam.
Yeah, but Asher D's there. He's
just
definitely out there.
He's one of the best.
I'll tell you what I will say though. Man have to learn how to bust shots a bit better in the film though. Because there's like, there's a lot of shooting going on at close range and ain't no one getting hit. Like literally, one man got hit in the shoulder. There's like, that man's out there, boom, 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 bam, bam, bam.
Oh.
Do you know what it was like? Did you watch Soulja Boy's DJ Flash?
That's how blasting it. Then one's at the door like blah.
And the way that he's doing it, bow, bow, shot comes, bow, 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 bow. Then he's like, I stood over him, I took his mask off. Shot him again, bow, 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 bow. That's kind of like what the shoot is like a little bit, but just a bit more fast paced.
It looked like a, you know when you listen to Garage like for the first time in time and you used to do that dance?
Yeah. Bow, 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 bow. That's exactly what it's like, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't know. But
and
like I
flipping,
said,
why is it as well? Yeah, actually, because I don't know. Maybe I missed something. Yeah, but why are some of the actors coming out and saying it's not real?
What do you mean?
Did you see that? Conan put out. Yeah, I know that everyone's a bit upset about whatever it is, but just to let you know, it's not real. And then I saw Dino do it as well.
All right, so who is this aimed at?
It has to be kids.
So
No. I don't even think it's aimed at kids. I think it's aimed at. I'm gonna let you land. But I think it's aimed at the new aged outrageous.
I kind of genuinely feel it's aimed at a younger demographic. I genuinely do think to get 2.5 million views in 2 days, if you're aiming it at adults, niggas got shit to do. We got work, we got bare shit to do. Can we dedicate like half an hour as adults? No, I'm talking about your general consensus adult. Like, be honest here. I reckon the large majority of people that have watched that are kids. So therefore, the whole of all of that is aimed at kids. Now, when I was younger and I used to watch EastEnders, Grant and Phil were Grant and Phil. If I saw them on the roads, they were Grant and Phil. As far as I'm concerned, I wasn't happy with the way they treated Peggy Mitchell. Now, sometimes it's kind of difficult for me to even take that out of my mind on a normal day to day. That's just Grant and Phil. So I feel the younger demographic, they're probably watching that. They're so involved in this thing that for a split 10 minutes, they forget that it's fake, and they might start acting, man, like, how can you do this? How can you do that? I don't know what their mentions are getting, but if you get 2.5 million views in 2 days, I can imagine some of your mentions are crazy. So I reckon they're saying it because there's a demographic of people, and remember, not everyone's from the hood. Remember, we're talking to Shrewsbury now, we're talking to Torquay, so them people watching it, it's drama for them. They're so involved in it. It's like watching Halle Berry in fucking, what was that film, James Bond? As far as I'm concerned, she's buffing that, like she's in James Bond. She knows James Bond, and if I meet her, I want to know how was James Bond. Like, that's the way a younger kid is looking at this thing. So I can see why they had to do that.
Oh yeah, so now do you know what? As you've explained it like that, I definitely get it. But it's
still trash.
No, I understand that actually from that point of view. But I'm still actually not going to take away from the fact that we do have a new aged outrageous group who which involves adults, believe it or not.
I hate them.
That people come out and they act, because I see some of them are in my mentions sometimes, absolutely outraged
at
about
everything.
Everything. And these are adults. These are people that are way older than me, some of them. So I think some of them
was adults, to be honest. From my perspective.
Yeah, but where I do agree with Poet is that, I think that there are, like, obviously a young demographic of people that get so engaged in it, and then obviously the fact that the baby died, so like some people will probably get so connected to it, and then they'll think,
I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
Some people
spoiler alert. Yeah, whatever, man. The baby died at the end, didn't it? Yeah, it got.
And Angela Valdez was shot.
It was Dino that shot the baby or whatever. And I also thought it was quite funny that one of the characters, I can't remember his name, when the baby got shot, he was the one that was crying as well, because the bear, Shiros was saying, right, call the ambulance or whatever. Because he was crying, it was his youth or whatnot. But the other one standing there and he's like, I'm sorry, but he's just standing there and he's crying, but he's not doing anything. Obviously, he's probably in shock. But I thought, maybe he's saying I'm sorry because even though he's sad that the baby's been shot and that, he ain't about to ring the police or ring the ambulance. I thought he was probably going to run off. I thought that he was, because remember, them two, you ain't seen the other two. Them two weren't brethrens.
No,
they were enemies.
I knew enough information, but this is the killer. You see how enthralled and embedded you are?
Yeah.
I felt nothing. I watched it and I was like, cool. And I carried on. So you see how you're like, I thought you would have run. I didn't think anything.
Okay.
I just watched it and I carried on with my life. I didn't really form much of an opinion for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe it's me.
TV shows?
For me?
Like, do you get hooked on a TV show ever or not really?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think it's more to do with me. I'm not really a man. I just don't find things that interesting. Like, do you know what it is? It's kind of difficult for me to watch certain things like that, knowing that that's the lifestyle I've grown up in. Like, to watch it as entertainment sometimes, it just needs to be crisp for me to go. But when I can say the shooting's a bit, and like, man's shooting like that at broad daylight and no one gets shifted, all of those things that play a role in my head, so it's difficult for me to disassociate what actually happens in real life with a situation like that and entertainment. Whereas if it was in New York, cuz I'm all over it. Because I'm from ends and I've seen situations like this pan out, I'm just like, cuz, like, come on, my bro. And that's not to discredit them though. I don't want to discredit anyone. I think it's amazing. So I'm never going to get that involved in something like that. Whereas Power, that's so far removed from my life, that could actually be the way it is. I don't know. Yeah. But I'm involved in it. It's just like Discovery Channel for me. But the ends, unless you're doing something like that about the ends, cuz I need to see things that I used to see on a regular and be like, yeah, cuz boy, brethren, one time that all happened to my don, and I didn't really feel the need to say that in that. But that might be the 18-year-old's lifestyle now. I don't know. That's why I say maybe am I too old? I'm just not interested like that. Sorry about that.
I think I just love a speculation. So I will still do that. So like, you know, I watched it and I wouldn't say that like I left there afterwards like contemplating or like thinking about it mad afterwards. I just while I was watching it, I was watching it, I was thinking, why is he saying? Because I do that. This when I'm watching films, like why is he saying that, or why is this happening, or whatever it is. So when he was standing there crying and he was saying I'm sorry, in my head at that moment I was thinking, well, why is he saying I'm sorry?
But why
would he say that he's sorry? So then I'm thinking, okay, is he going to run off? Is he basically saying I'm sorry because he's not going to call the police? Or is he saying he's sorry because maybe he actually might have a little involvement in this thing because them two weren't brethren anyway? Boom, it's done. Then I went about my business.
I'm not. Do you know what? God forgive me. I've got to stop saying it. I don't know how else to be nowadays. I just have to be honest with myself. I'm not really interested in that, but I am interested in why grown adults are outraged by this. This is a concern for me.
Well, yeah.
And I think your dog's got mad cow disease. That's also a concern for me.
Yeah, that's why I think that. I don't know. I mean, when I saw them not say that, I didn't really think about the angle of like the kids being so immersed into it or whatever. And I think that is probably very plausible too, because when I was young and I was watching certain things, even
wrestling.
if it was at America, wrestling, I was
That was
I couldn't
real.
believe what was going on in wrestling at times.
That was real
even
to
when
me.
I watched things like Menace to Society, which is one of my favourite films, or Paid in Full when it came out, I was quite like in my mind, I'm like shit. But I think maybe the difference with Paid in Full is that was actually based on a true story. So when I watch things that are based on a true story, even though I know that it's fabricated and there's things that are just not true or whatnot, I still watch it as that. That's why, see, like with a horror film, for example, I don't get scared in horror films because in my mind, this is somebody's imagination. However, if you present this horror film to me as based on a true story, I'm looking at it completely different. I'm looking at this thing completely different. But
I found horror films hilarious though.
But
Some of them I find really funny.
Yeah, and that's anyway. Again, just a little bit of a comparison thing here, because Paid in Full is my one of my favourite films ever in life. Yeah, but with Cadet's villain role or whatnot, I was saying to myself, this Shiro brother needs to stop answering the phone to this gal, because even though I know that this is the mother of his child or whatnot, clearly. Because you ain't seen the other ones. There's been bare setups and bare things going on because of this gal, yeah? Do you know what? Maybe you need to just take a rest from this girl for a minute, because every time you are around her, for whatever reason, some shit happens. And in my opinion, Cadet's role as a villain wasn't that type of bad boy that would do something like what happened in Paid in Full, where Mitch's ute got kidnapped and then they were trying to get money out of Mitch, and Mitch wasn't paying the dough, so they chopped off the finger of the ute and they sent the finger in an envelope to Mitch to say, boom, this is the finger, you need to start giving off the peas. Cadet's bad boy role didn't seem like he was going to go to that level of bad boyism. You get what I'm saying?
That's mad.
So and then anyway, just for clarity's sake, actually, it wasn't even it was Mitch's uncle that did it to the youth. But watch Paid in Full anyway.
I've seen Paid in Full.
No, not you. I'm just saying.
In general.
Yeah.
Paid in Full's lit.
But yeah, anyway.
I hate people with fake outrage though. Sorry to go back to it. It really plays on my mind.
Bro, you know what? You're going to have to get used to that even more, because let me ask you this. When or where or which era do you think it's going to stop? Because I ask myself this all the time.
Do you know what? Do you know what I think epitomises it really well? I don't mean to discredit her or be rude to her, but it's like someone like ZZ Mills.
Yeah.
I felt like, and I said it to her the other day when I saw her, because I said to her, you're very irritating to me, but you're actually a cool person. You're such a cool person, but you're very irritating. Do you know why? Because your online persona, I don't think is a true reflection of your character.
Okay.
It's a side that you exaggerate for whatever reason, whether it be numbers or so on and so forth. And I said something to her as simple as, when you hear information, don't just say your opinion on it. Think about it and then say it. She goes, but that's not me being true to myself. And I was like, but it's still coming from you. I was like, this is what I mean. Like, you just want to be like, basically, the reason why I hate fake outrage and all that is because it's just having an opinion for opinion's sake. Like, you don't genuinely care. And you need to understand why that's so dangerous, because there are some situations that are so sensitive. If the right people don't speak on it, we're misguiding a group of people that are genuinely lost because of that situation. So when you give your opinion, you're misguiding these people. And before they even realize it, they're so far deep in what they've done, they might even now follow the same behavior patterns as you. And that's just not fair on anyone. So it's like, when things are really an issue, like really a problem, I think that's when we should be outraged by it. But when something could be bypassed or someone's, and it obviously is my opinion and your opinion will say different, I just think you should just fucking leave it alone. No one can be that passionate about everything. Like nobody. Do you know how exhausting it would be to have an opinion on everything? I can comfortably tell you I watched Shiros' story and I didn't really feel much towards it because I don't need to have an opinion on it just because it's come from the world in which I make money in. I don't need to have an opinion on it. My opinion is pretty bland, to be fair, and that's cool. Someone else will watch it and tell me that's the fucking best thing since ever, and I'll be like, well, I'm not going to say anything. People that have an opinion on everything, fam, you're very dangerous, and I just want to get rid of all of you lot in my world. All of you. I think you're too dangerous and you do more the harm than good. Look how much fucking videos came out about the Incident and Rating Awards. Do you know how... Do people understand how dangerous that is? Going online and speaking about shit you have no fucking clue about.
Which is that serious.
For social currency. To go and get 100,000 views on fucking YouTube. And... Cause you're talking about fathers, brothers, sons. And you want to go and make... Cause it's disgusting, fam. Real life.
I just think going off what you said, what people are not doing anymore is thinking. People are just actually just not even thinking.
No.
It's just easier to just speak and just not even think about what you're saying, just to just speak. And that can be very dangerous. And that's why, like, when certain things do happen, I feel like it's best to take a moment and think. And if you take a moment and think, the things that would come out of your mouth if you didn't think would be very different to what it would if you did actually take a moment to digest a situation. Your perspectives and your own opinions would probably be different from what you would say if you just regurgitated stuff. Do you get me?
Do you know who taught me that? You.
Is it?
Swear to God. You do something and I've picked it up. I'll ask you something and you pause.
Yeah.
And I started thinking about why does Chucky pause? Now, all of a sudden, I pause. And in that pausing period, there is a million scenarios. People don't understand. Within 2 seconds, I have thought so much things.
Yeah.
I cannot lie to you.
And then how different has your behaviour or the things that you've said been to how it would be if you just...
It's better. Like, my mind works. I know this is crazy, and it's going to sound like I've lost it a little bit.
No.
My mind works like a sieve.
Yeah.
So bare things come into the sieve, and the only things that filter through are the things that I feel I can rationalise.
Yeah.
So that's all I say. So I'll say whatever comes through the sieve because I know I can connect them all without even thinking about connecting them.
Yeah.
I know I can connect them. But if I said everything, then eventually I'd fuck myself up.
1,000,000%.
But I can do that in 2 seconds, maybe even less than 2 seconds.
Yeah, you're very quick. You're a lot quicker at doing that than me. Because I take a little bit more of a moment for my sieve to go through, but it gets there.